Did nobody stop for a second and go, hey, gee, kids are going to watch this?
The one thing that this inauguration today isn't going to lack, Regina, is celebrity power, A-list power.
We deserve whatever we get, okay? Come take us, coronavirus. Come take us.
The go-to move for Democrats is let's get Lady Gaga and Madonna and a bunch of people to sing and showcase this. They don't want to talk about their policies. They don't want to talk about the future. It's almost like a sideshow or a distraction from what's happening on. And it's the same thing that they do every time. For an election, for this, it's let's bring in the Hollywood team and kind of distract you from actually the policies.
Performances by Jennifer Lopez and Lady Gaga. I mean, it doesn't really get much bigger than those two. Joe Biden and his team still wanted to make today special, and they are using these big-time celebrities to do that.
This is meant to distract you. Look at over this shiny object over here. And they need celebrities. They need the clown car to distract us from just how bad this administration is going to be.
Una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Hey, little ladies, if you exploit your sexuality, you'll be successful. I'm not going to show the video to you because kids and families watch my show. But this is what happened. J.Lo and Shapiro performed. J.Lo's act was a striptease on a stripper pole, partially nude, with a camera shot zooming up between her legs as she rubbed her crotch. That is not women's empowerment. That is exploitation of women. It's time we as a culture stopped treating women as such. This is not a left or a right issue, a conservative or a liberal issue. It's a cultural crisis. By the way, where is the outcry from feminists who claim they fight against the sexual exploitation of women? I got a message last night from a survivor of human trafficking who said she was angry and upset. Make no mistake, degrading women has tragic cultural consequences.
So a few things. One, it is not racist or sexist to point out that this was a striptease and is inappropriate for children. Okay, that is patently obvious. You may have enjoyed the striptease. More power to you. It's a free country. But if you are going to make the claim that this was somehow appropriate for children, like that is like, I'm out of the box for suggesting that this might not be appropriate for a child or a young teenage audience. Much feminisming. Because when I think feminism, what I think is not my wife being a doctor and a mother. What I think is scantily clad women shaking their ass for the pleasure of men. That's really what I think. I think feminisming is all about this, right? It's all about the shaking of the ass. That's clearly, and everyone's like, they are so empowered.
Did nobody stop for a second and go, hey, gee, kids are going to watch this? We've got stripper poles on network TV at 7 o'clock at night during a family event. Those of us who made this point last night were greeted with a flood of responses from people who felt personally attacked that we were advocating for a minimal level of decency and respect for children. How about that? Let's just put it that way. This is not about my own feelings or anything like that, or my tastes or preferences. How about just respect for children? A little bit. That's all I'm asking of society. Nobody cares about kids. Nobody's concerned about protecting them. We protect the feelings of overly sensitive adults. But kids, who cares?
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. I'm voting for America, which means I'm voting for Joe Biden.
Vote for Joe. He's a good person. Thank you.
Cheers. The 2020 election.
Gaga is being slammed for sharing a pro-Biden video in which she posed near a pickup truck wearing camouflage while chugging a beer in an apparent effort to pander to working-class Americans. The video may have been well-intended. Many have labelled it condescending and Gaga's attire as mocking rednecks. President Trump was quick to slam the duo. He labelled Gaga an anti-fracking activist.
Now he's got Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is not too good.
Beyonce? Really? What is the political message here? What is it they are trying to convey here? A salute to what? A group that used violence and intimidation to advance not racial equality but an overthrow of white domination? The Black Panthers, for those who don't know, were critical of Martin Luther King's non-violent civil rights movement. They didn't believe in change through peace, they promoted violence instead. These privileged Hollywood entertainment types are really something. Beyonce didn't reference the Black Panthers to bring about some kind of positive change. Guess what, Beyonce? White people like your music too. White people buy your songs on iTunes, memorize your lyrics, and admire your talent and beauty. Little white girls want to be like you just as little black girls do. But instead of recognizing that, you would rather perpetuate the great battle of the races.
All I'm saying is that there is a certain time and place you play certain things, that you do certain things, that certain things are appropriate and certain things are inappropriate. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And I posted this meme that you see before you, and this meme got a lot of responses. People really didn't understand my point. Beyonce was more polarizing. This is probably the biggest event that you'll be able to go to and be in front of a lot of different people in the United States, maybe even the world. And you got your dancers wearing Black Panther / stripper outfits, and they got their fists up in pre and post game pictures. Beyonce's performance was inappropriate. Save the punditry for CNN. Many have spoken, including my man, Sheriff David Clark. You had Rudy Giuliani, you had Lou Dobbs, a lot of guys on of course, Fox News. Then you had people just in general, just a general public saying that this is inappropriate.
We want to move, if you don't mind, Kevin, from politics to pop culture. Protesters are planning an anti-Beyonce rally outside NFL headquarters, so there's controversy over her Super Bowl performance. She referenced the 1960s activist group, the Black Panthers. She referenced Malcolm X. So some protesters are calling her act a form of hate speech. Do you see it that way?
I don't blame Beyonce as much. And when you look at the throwback organizations of the Black Panthers and you look at what was happening with Democrats back in the 60s, there was a reason for blacks to be disgusted with politics and the man, as they would put it. And so I think that from that standpoint, going back and sort of remembering the roots of that was not a bad thing. The problem is they don't remember it in the proper context. It was Democrats and the people like that who were really doing the oppressing.
If my name ever goes down into history, it'll be for this act, and my whole soul is in it. My whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this.
I don't need, you know, all of these left-wing Hollywood woke folks to come and tell us their views on all these policies.
After the year Hollywood had, you'd kind of think that its brightest stars would practice some humility on the whole moral barometer front.